Let's make Chinese takeout pepper chicken. I know, I made a little cute bear rice. I'm gonna start off with using chicken breast, and this is about 2.5 pounds, and I'm going to use half this amount. So we'll just take half of this and slice it to the size you want. All right, all my chicken pieces are cut up and mine's pretty thin. I'm going to get my baggie. I'm a baggie type of chick. And add the chicken to the bag. Add in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of cornstarch, a teaspoon of oyster sauce, a teaspoon of sesame oil, a half a teaspoon of baking soda. Now this is what's going to make your chicken tender. And just close the bag, leaving in the air, and give it a good mix. Then release the air. And we're going to set this to the side while we prep everything else. For the sauce, a cup of chicken broth, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of oyster sauce, a tablespoon of hoisin sauce, a tablespoon of dark soy sauce. This is what's going to give it the deep color. A tablespoon of rice vinegar, a tablespoon of honey. You're going to need a lot of black pepper, about a tablespoon, and freshly ground is the best. And if you want to add some extra depth, add in a little bit of white pepper. For the cornstarch slurry, you're going to need a tablespoon of cornstarch in a bowl with a tablespoon of water. And give that a good mix until it becomes a slurry. And add that to the bowl. I used my dry ingredients tablespoon for my wet ingredient. I like to have 2 tablespoons, one for my dry ingredients and one for my wet ingredients. Now just give it a really good mix, and we're gonna set this aside. We're gonna prep everything for the stir fry. I'm gonna add in 2 garlic cloves and just give those a rough chop. Half of an onion, cut them to whatever shape you like. I'm just gonna do this. 1 celery stalk, and I think I'm gonna cut it in an angle. Yes, all my vegetables are washed. A red bell pepper. I used about half of a red bell pepper. I just going to use red and yellow. If you're going to use fresh ground ginger, use about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of a ground ginger. All right, now let's put it all together. You can use any oil, but I'm going to use sesame oil because I love sesame oil, and about a tablespoon. Now add in your chicken. And just fry the chicken until done. All right, my chicken is nice and fried. I'm going to remove the chicken from the pan, add in some more oil, add in the garlic and the onions, and let that cook until fragrant. Add in the celery, the red bell peppers, and the yellow bell peppers, and give it a good mix. If you're using jar minced ginger, I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon so it doesn't overpower. My family's not a huge ginger fan, so a little bit goes a long way. Remember, you can always add more. Add in the chicken back to the pan, give it a good mix, give your sauce a good mix, and pour it into the chicken. I like a lot of sauce in my dishes. This is extra saucy because we like to put it over our rice. As it's boiling, the sauce will thicken up, but for a richer flavor, add in a tablespoon of butter. And if you don't like this much sauce, just cut the sauce in half. But I think the sauce makes the dish. All right, that looks good to me. Let me get my rice. I got my rice. So I made it into a little bear. I know, I'm extra. And I made a little blanket. But that's how I make the peppered chicken. The chicken is so tender. The sauce is perfect. I'm Korean. I do stuff like this. And enjoy.